You don't have a discipline problem. You have a clarity problem. You're not lazy. You're not behind. You're just staring at 20 half-formed ideas at once, and none of them are clear enough for you to move on. 6 months ago, that was me every single day. Then I found a way to cut through the fog, and I want to show you the exact system I now run. Let me be honest about what overthinking actually looks like, because I had it wrong for years. I used to think I needed more discipline, more willpower, a better morning routine. So I'd stack habits. I'd download another app and still end the day with nothing made. Here's what I finally understood. When you can't start, it's that the thing in your head isn't clear enough yet. It's just a cloud in your mind. It's not a plan. So the whole game changed when I stopped trying to force myself to work and I started using AI to get clear first. Let me show you exactly how. Overthinking is just thinking that never leaves your head. It loops. Same idea, same worry, same 20 options, just spinning in a circle, going nowhere. And the reason it feels so heavy is that your brain is a terrible place to store and sort ideas at the same time. It can hold them or it can organize them. It cannot do both at once. So all that mental noise you're carrying, it's not a character flaw. The ideas are trapped inside. The move is simple, and this is the whole secret. Get it out of your head and onto something that can be sorted. For years, the only tools I had was a notebook or a blank document. And both of those are just there staring at you, waiting for you to make a move. They don't help you think. They just hold the mess. See, that's the difference now. The tools that I use doesn't just hold my thinking. It works with me. And that's what I want to show you. So the system has 4 Ds: dump, draw out, decide, do. That's it. I run this almost every day, and I'm going to show you each one on screen. First, you dump. No structure, no grammar, no trying to sound smart. You just have to get it out of your head. So here's what I do. You can use any note-taking app. I actually use Notion. This is a really good note-taking app that I would suggest using. You could use that. So I'm going to come over here to Notion, and what I'm going to do is I have an idea that just came to me, and I'll just talk. So idea for video. I'll say something like, okay, I want to make a video about overthinking, but I don't know the angle. Part of me wants to tell a story. Part of me wants it to be practical. I'm worried it's been done, and here's what I'm actually feeling. So I get it all out. I have it all written. By the way, I know you see on the screen that I just spoke it and it was written. This is an app that I built. It's a dictation app that I built. If you want to see a video about how you can do this yourself, just leave a comment below and I'll actually look at that and we can make that a video. So anyways, I write it out and I get it out, right? So this one move alone drops the pressure by half because the loop in your head only survives in the dark. The second it's on the screen, that loop should stop spinning. Okay, so the second D is draw out, right? So now that I have that, the next step is the step that almost nobody does. And this is how I do it. So I'm just going to copy and paste what I had from Notion. And instead of asking AI to give you the answers, you let it pull the answers out of you. I would say, ask me 5 questions that will help me figure out what I actually want to say. Look at what's happening. So now the AI is interviewing me and answering 3 sharp questions. It's 100 times easier than starting with a blank page. So look at this right here. When you think about overthinking as a topic, what's the first personal memory or moment that comes to mind? I would say, let's just say I'm just going to choose something right here, right? I'll say, let's say a specific decision I was stuck on. What do you think most overthinking videos get wrong? I would definitely say they're all tactics. Let's say this one right here. Who are you really making this video for? Let's just say it's a younger me. What do you want them to feel when the video ends? I want them to feel, let's say, equipped, right? Oh, it's a lot of questions, right? Okay, one more. If this video had to be one thing, what would you choose? It would definitely be a teaching, right? So I want you to see this. This is so cool. Like I said, right? Answering these questions is 100 times easier than just staring at a blank page. Now we're going to get my real opinion, the thing I actually believe comes out through the question, right? That's the clarity part you were missing. It was in you the whole time. You just needed something to draw it out. Third is you decide. Overthinking loves options. So you have to kill them on purpose. Once I've got clarity, right, I say, based on everything I just told you, give me one direction, not five, the single best one, and tell me why. And when I do this, I hold myself to taking it, right? So over here, overthinking isn't the problem. I'm using this as an example to really show you guys the power of this, right? Now, it is very important. The reason you have to pull out to narrow it down to one direction is because constraints create clarity. One idea you actually finish beats 10 perfect ones that just lives in your head forever, or in a vault, or on your computer somewhere. And number 4, this is so important. Do immediately while the clarity is still hot. So the idea goes straight into Notion, right? And that's where my whole content pipeline lives right now. So it's captured before I even lose it. If it's a script, I would just draft the ugly version first. I would draft it right here in Notion. If it's a song, this is where Suno comes in. I'll take the concept, hear a rough version of it in minutes instead of letting it just sit in my notes app for 3 years. So none of it is really the final thing. And that's the point. You're not making it perfect. Okay, you're making it exist. It becomes real the second you write it down. The moment that it goes from your mind to the screen, it becomes real. And that's the point. Because a rough thing you can fix is way better than, something you never started. So that's it. The 4 Ds: dump, draw out, decide, and do. That's it. And that's how you go from foggy to finished. That's the whole loop. But I have to say one thing before you go and run and do this, because there's a way to use AI for this that will actually cost you something. And I don't want that for you. Here's the line I hold as a creator and as a believer. AI is not here to think for you. It's here to help you to hear yourself think. There's a difference. And it's everything. If you handed the dumping, the deciding, and the doing, and you just paste whatever it says, you didn't beat overthinking. You skipped yourself. You missed out on you in the process. And people can feel when soul is missing in a work, when there's that bit of you, what makes you a natural. AI cannot replicate that. But when you use it in a way that I showed you, there's a part of that process that's still yours, and it's still you. The story, it's yours. The vision is yours. At this point, AI just cleared the fogginess so your actual voice can come through. That's stewardship, okay? That's not a shortcut. You're not outsourcing your calling. You're not outsourcing everything that you do and just handing it over to AI and say, make me this. You're removing the thing that was blocking it. God gave you an idea. This just helps you get it out of your head and into the world, which is what you're called to do. And this just gives you the ability to do it, and do it with a spirit of excellence. Real quick, I want you to drop a comment. What's the one idea you've been overthinking for way too long and you just haven't moved on? Say it out loud right here, because sometimes just getting it out is the whole first step. So drop that in a comment. And if this gave you something you could use, go ahead and subscribe. I'm teaching this in real time, the building, the creating, and the faith underneath all of it. Now, here's where you go next. Some of you watch this whole thing with one question sitting in the back of your mind. Is it even okay for a Christian to be using AI like this? I made a whole video answering exactly that, and it's right here on the screen. Go watch that next, and I'll see you over there. Let's build.